Several public sector banks and regional rural banks are currently functioning without duly appointed workmen directors and officer directors on their boards. At a time when major policy decisions related to mergers, restructuring, and privatization are being discussed, the absence of employee representatives has raised questions about participative decision making and institutional balance. In this segment, AIBA Joint Secretary and RRB representative Mr. Devidas Tuljapurkar discusses how prolonged vacancies in director level positions affect staff representation, internal governance, and transparency within public sector banks and regional rural banks. Vacant director post and representation. So many PSBs and RRBs have vacant post of workmen and officer directors. How does this impact decision making and staff representation on boards?
More worrisome is that leave apart employee or officer director, but on none of the board, depositors representative is there. On none of the board, agriculture representative is there. Even the domain experts, chartered accountants, those vacancies have not been filled in since last 10 years. Along with workman and employee director. Today, the bank like Bank of Maharashtra, which should have 14 directors on their board. The only available strength as of today is 5 directors. And from amongst those 5, one is MD, one is executive director, another is RBI nominee, another is government nominee. Other than that, shareholder director is one. Other than that, all independent director posts have not been filled in. Resultantly, what it happens that board, the main committee is audit committee. Another committee is risk management committee, large value fraud committee, NPA committee. The board and committee has become the same. So for all practical purposes, none of the committee is functional. So the corporate governance of bank is at compromise. So the board becomes a MD driven board and MD dictates the decision making of that board. It's a very risky. And we have been experiencing this in Bank of Maharashtra that all the decisions, those decisions are in many respects are involving the bank in a great risk. Maybe in the days to come, bank will have to pay the cost for that.
Has AIBA taken up the issue with the government or bank managements?
It's the government which has to play the role. So AIBA has raised the issue with the government, with the successive finance minister, earlier with Arun Jaitley, now with Nirmala Sitharaman. But they have not come out with any reply on that. But simultaneously, IBOC, Officers Organization, has filed a writ in Delhi High Court. All India Bank of Maharashtra Employees Federation has filed a writ in Mumbai High Court. Before both the High Courts, government has submitted an affidavit that we are in the process of appointment, but still those appointments have not taken place. In case of Bank of Maharashtra, we have submitted the panel for nomination of director for 3 times. Every time that panel will get elapsed and again they will ask for the fresh panel. But ultimately the things are not happening. And I think that banking is at great risk.